All right, well, good day, everyone. Welcome to our 7th office hours focused on Zowe V2. What we're going to do is we'll review the Zowe releases and technology expectation slide. We open every session with this slide. And then we'll go into just some general information related to V2. There is a technical preview available. I'll share that information with all of you. We'll walk through the conformance timeline, and we'll just go through a couple of pointers of items that are available at that vNext webpage, just to make sure that you are aware of that information and perhaps save you some time when you're searching for various items related to V2. And we always end with the resources available as it relates to V2, and it's simply just a screenshot of that vNext page. But certainly, if anyone has any questions as I walk through anything, please post them in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay, so we do have a technical preview available for V2. This is available at the zowe.org vNext page. There is a section in there that looks exactly as shown here. I just simply took a cut and paste of the screenshot. There's information related to where you can find the actual PAX files and various downloads of the various components. And there's information related to how to prepare for your, download and config of V2. Highly advise that you review this page if you're interested in trying V2 and testing your extensions with any of the V2 components. For V2 conformance, here's what we're looking at. We plan to finalize more so than they are now. At this point, the conformance criteria should be fairly finalized, but there may be some adjustments, polishing, clarifications that we need to make based upon the feedback that we've received to date from extenders. We plan to finalize that criteria by March 18th at the latest. We're hoping to do it sooner if at all possible, but that's the time that we're marching towards. On April 1st, we're hoping to open up the application process for V2 conformance. So if you're an extender interested in applying for V2 conformance, use the list generated by the 18th that's deemed the final conformance criteria. We'll make that available to all of our existing conformant extenders, and we'll also make the application process for V2 conformance available to extenders on April 1st. And the plan right now is to launch the V2 conformance landscape, meaning all of the extenders who have earned V2 conformance, their badges, etc., will be available at zowe.org in conjunction with the LTS release on April 25th. And just a quick look at what this vNext page looks like at zowe.org. Just took a quick snapshot of the table of contents here. The latest announcements will include, any information related to, well, we have the office hours on the latest announcements banner, if you will. Anything related to changes in dates or information that we feel is of the utmost importance, we'll list here on that banner. Other than that, we have separate sections for information related to the individual Zowe components, changes to the conformance criteria, all of our office hours, and upcoming and prior with recordings and presentation materials are there. and as well as the frequently asked questions. And I did take a screenshot of some of these. So this is what our office hours section looks like. If you've missed any of them, if you're interested in listening to any of them or just partially listening. And I mean, by that, I mean, there is a scrolling narrative that is delivered along with the webinar recordings that will allow you to jump to various sections if you're interested in listening to just portions of the prior sessions, which makes it easy to minimize your time commitment. And of course, you know, there's the kickoff meeting that covers everything. Though I advise you, if you have a specific interest in a specific module or component of Zowe, I would advise you to jump right into that recording. The detailed recordings have more current information, which more than likely is not reflected in that kickoff meeting. So just a piece of advice there. One more point on this slide, we are planning to host a special office hours targeting API mediation layer, conformant extenders, interested in understanding the specifics around the single sign-on requirements. So the requirements that you need to satisfy in order to assure that you are single sign-on capable with your mediation layer API services. That will be happening next week, same time, 12 p.m. with the same link to that meeting. And then as of right now, we do plan to have a general wrap-up session on the 23rd. We are also going to be introducing a new series of office hours that are more targeted towards Zowe consumers and what they can expect to experience with Zowe V2. Those details need to be defined and worked on a little bit more by the squads, but we'll start to post that information in the same page as it becomes available. So do look for that if you're interested in that series. Then I just wanted to, again, stress that we are continually updating these FAQs. We have a number of general FAQs that are at the beginning of this list. For example, what is the official date of Zowe V2 LTS? Originally, we had February. If you click on this box, you would see that it had originally said February. We've updated it since with the new date, end of April. Some of these answers have not changed, but at the end of this list, we've added this list that I've got over here on the right, which is a list of all of the questions that we've been able to compile from each of the office hours that we've held to date. And the reason why I wanted to bring this to your attention is because, again, it's just another way that you might be able to save yourself some time if you have an interest in a particular module or component of Zowe. You weren't able to make the office hours, or you were able to make the office hours, but you want to go back and revisit some of the questions and answers that were discussed during that call. A real fast and easy way to do that is to just simply click on one of these boxes and you'll see all of the questions with the associated answers listed there. Okay. Then with that, we will close out another office hours. Thank you all for joining.